After originally intended to stay for 4 nights, I had been in Longyearbyen for 10 nights due to airline problems, but I managed to get a flight booked out with another carrier on the 12th day, so the end was finally in sight. As a last excursion before going home, I booked myself on a whale safari. I had been on many tours in Svalbard by this point, both in the sea and on the land, but other than a short sighting of some distant walruses, I'd not seen much wildlife besides what you see in Longyearbyen, namely foxes and reindeer. This was my last chance to see one of the big creatures you get in the area. If I could see either a whale or a polar bear, then I'd be quite happy. As on previous trips, our boat Polar Girl sailed out into Isfjorden, this time to cross to an area on the other side. The weather wasn't great and mists and clouds hung over the bay, but it made the entire place take on a kind of a dreamy feel. And of course, seeing a couple of whales and some walruses up close was a great bonus. It was bitterly cold as it looks. Dinner was served in the ship, salmon with a baked potato, which was actually very nice. Even though it was still 5 hours long, the cruise was one of the shorter ones I had been on. So before too long, for the final time on this trip, we were heading back to Longyearbyen Harbour. And that was that. The 12th day arrived and I was scheduled to fly out that evening. It had been a long and bizarre trip, with a fair share of both highs and lows. But you should expect that when you travel, especially to places as far out of the way as Svalbard was. When you walk around Longyearbyen, for all intents and purposes a functioning town like any other, you can forget just how out the way this place is, with its shops, bars and restaurants. If this was in the south, then it would be fully landlocked in the continent of Antarctica, hundreds of miles from the ocean, wild and uninhabited. The nearest major landmark here is not Paris or London or New York or even Oslo. It's the North Pole, just a few hundred miles to the north, but it doesn't feel like it. But my time was up here for this trip. The circle of friends I had made had all made their own arrangements and left a couple of days previously, with me pretty much being the last man standing. I felt like I should close the door and switch the lights off on my way out. But no, there were new flights arriving, new people coming in to explore this little corner of the world, new friendships to be made, new cruises to go on. I saw the next wave of people arrive, walking about, taking photos, videos, pretty much like I had in the beginning too. But I was tired now and it was time to go home. My taxi arrived and took me swiftly to the airport before the busloads of passengers arrived. And finally I set off home on a Norwegian Airlines flight to Oslo.